welcome to this Wednesday night water chat. How are you? I sent Dana a link and hopefully he'll be able to join us. Yes, Josh, we're doing it live. Let's see if that works. Yeah. Hey, look at that. Yay. So, as you're joining, drop a comment like Josh. We can show it on the screen, of course. I know the technologies, but I don't know where Dana is. So, I mean, what are you going to do? If you didn't join us on Instagram, you should know what I'm drinking tonight. And you all should put in the chat what you're drinking tonight, too, because uh, as you know, the 75 hard for 75 days, we don't have alcohol. We don't have alcohol. So, yeah. So here I am with this tasty beverage, which is a nojito. A nojito, which is to go with what did Josh say on the Instagram chat? The nomito. Yes. So say hello. I hope that Dana will join us soon and he can talk about his wheatgrass shots or whatever. I don't even know what you all discussed prior to my joining the chat. I was a little late, and so Dana flew solo, and there he is. Yay.
Well,
Hey,
hello.
look, I
Can you
did
hear
it.
me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Excellent. I can hear you. You sound great.
Yay. It says there are 6 people watching. And
Well, excellent.
Josh says, we're doing it live.
We are doing it live. I am super
Yeah.
excited that this is working out. Hello,
Yeah.
everybody.
Sound is good, Josh says.
Excellent.
That's good. That's good. JoJo's here too.
Excellent.
Yay.
Hey, Jojo,
Hello.
Josh. Yeah,
Yay.
just so everybody knows, I'm having hotel coffee or hotel room coffee.
Is this is the sadness water with caffeine,
This is
right?
caffeinated sadness water, yes. And again,
Okay.
not to say anything bad about our friends at Royal Cup who make Royal Cup signature coffees, but can we all agree that hotel room coffee is not the coffee you deserve, but it might be the coffee you need right now? Hey,
It,
Trip.
yes. I it may be the coffee you need right now. A lot of time we would be in the hotel room up early for a race and the hotel wouldn't be serving coffee at the time.
Oh, that's
So
that's rough.
we would have to have the brown sadness water with caffeine in the room.
Yeah,
But
I think that most civilized hotels need to start putting out coffee down in the lobby at about 3 in the morning.
if you had your way, you would go 24/7, would you not?
For what, coffee
Yeah.
availability?
Mhm.
Well, I mean, some hotels like the ones in the desert Southwest, they always have water, like infused water sitting out. This hotel here in Daytona has infused water sitting out, though I should probably have a chat with them about how, if you're going to do lime, you may not want to include the peel. Um, it's a little bitter,
It's a little
but
bitter.
a
The pith
little
is like
pithy.
the white part.
And
Yeah.
Jojo, you're not wrong. It is rough if you only drink the sadness water.
Only if
Yeah.
you yeah, and she doesn't I believe that she doesn't drink coffee.
Well, if you don't drink coffee at all, yes. Yes. But
Yeah.
then you're missing out on all the happiness water.
I find happiness in it. And Jojo finds happiness in her water
Oh yeah.
that's going to sponsor her.
That's going to
And,
sponsor her exactly.
and Jojo, what is the name of that water? We can put it up here on the comments on the screen. You know,
I'm
she
just
doesn't
saying.
she
I
doesn't
think
drink
that
coffee at all. Yeah. Trip is doing yoga? Do you see this?
I see that.
Trip is doing yoga.
Amy's been getting into yoga. Well,
Oh,
you've been into yoga for a
yeah.
while, but I mean, like you're starting to like devote some academic study and starting to read yoga books.
Yes, I am. Yeah. Stand by. So much better.
I was like, what is she doing? Oh, the headphones
The
are on
cable
backwards.
is in the way. Yes. She's JoJo says that she's happy without it.
Understandable. Not
And
it's not for
here
everybody.
it's not for everybody, but um who could sponsor JoJo and what she is passionate about? It's it's sparkling ice.
Sparkling ice.
Sparkling ice. Yes. There it is. Sparkling ice in the big lights. And we we need them to get on board with
Or
sponsoring her.
JoJo could have like a NASCAR. I mean, saying NASCAR because I'm the reason that we're in this setup tonight is because I'm traveling for work. I'm in Daytona Beach, Florida, and coming to you live from my hotel room. I'm the intrepid reporter for the Run Eat Drink podcast, but I am literally a stone's throw away from the Daytona International Speedway, and I'm even closer to the corporate offices for the Daytona 500, the International Motorsports Association, and NASCAR. Their corporate offices are in the building literally directly across the street from me. And not a big street either. It's a 2-lane road, and then boom, I could go touch the building.
Ooh, so you're close.
Wow,
Very.
I can't exaggerate. I mean, I showed Amy last night. I was out on my run. I showed her some photos. I was right under the big overpass. If you guys did any of the live stream last month when we were doing the 5K training, I was doing some of it from the parking lot of the Daytona International Speedway, and I showed Amy the overpass, or they have a footbridge that has "Welcome to Daytona Beach" written on it for in big lettering for people when they're driving into Daytona Beach to be able to see. And I was literally right there at the base of it. So I mean, we're really well located here.
Yes. Yeah. So there's I just I don't even know. They're talking about yoga. They're talking about yoga and don't it's all sweat on the mat. See? But again, Josh is correct when he says that JoJo could be a spokesperson for sparkling ice.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And why wouldn't they want JoJo? I mean, she's athletic, she's out there, she's certainly an advocate for the brand. I mean, we could make a absolutely impassioned argument for it. So
And we
we're
are.
just saying, JoJo,
We're trying.
don't forget us when you hit it big. That's all we're
That's
asking.
true. Remember the little people.
That'd be me.
And-
Oh, 1 second.
oh, what are you doing? What is he doing? I don't know.
I'm working on my plug here. Hold on.
Oh, look here. Oh, wait. She says she likes. Okay, so Tripoli likes the orange mango sparkling ice. Yes.
That would be
I
very
don't know.
similar in some respects to the beverage that we featured on the show this week,
That is true.
because that was all about the tropical flavors and mango puree.
Mm-hmm. And I especially enjoyed the spice rim.
That was really good.
I think
Yeah. So if
it's
you guys haven't checked it out yet, this week's episode we do a local race down in Southwest Florida, but our food and beverage comes from Walt Disney World at a place that we'd never been to. And actually, it was Greg in Orlando who turned us on to it.
true enough. He said, if you can get a reservation. So I was all about it. I kept checking, and then I was successful.
Yeah,
So
and that place, if you, whether you're into Disney or not, food was really, really good. I got to try the
we
sparkling ice. I
we
feel
need
like
a
this is something
show.
we've missed out on. We got
I
to go check
know.
and see if it's vegan.
You think it is? Jojo, you're the spokesperson. Is it vegan? Let us know. we we need a show with making adult beverages with sparkling
It's
ice.
funny that you would say that. We've actually said the same exact thing. We're like, okay, this there's so many flavor options here. I have to think that we could use this as a mixer.
Look, Dana. Dan is in the chat, so you can speak
Hey,
to him.
Dan. Dan, I sent you a message. I am so sorry. I am a complete goofball when it comes to Instagram. It wasn't until after you left that I realized you had sent me a message requesting to join in. I am so sorry. I suck at Instagram. So that's on me. Sorry about that. I'm literally talking. I go, what's this red button do? And like, boop. Oh, Dan wanted to join in. So sorry.
He says he's got it. No
I
problem.
see that. Thank you. Uh, but yeah, so I
Oh,
was,
look at Jojo right here.
oh, there's lanolin in the vitamin mix.
Now
Okay,
I'm
well, that's good to
sad.
know. That's good to know.
I'm sad now.
Well, that gives us something to do. You know what? We can literally do that one night on the chat. We'll actually we'll do a cocktail night, a sparkling ice cocktail night.
I better be off from work the next day. That's all I have to say.
Well, make it happen.
Did you like Josh's tagline? Did you see it? You've never met a person so nice, and she loves
And she loves the sparkling
sparkling
ice.
ice.
Josh could be the copywriter, man, and he
Yeah.
could work with their web team for their hashtag. It's hard for me to see the screen. Oh, I do have some health and fitness news for everybody.
Oh, let me know. Let us know. Let us all know.
Well, I think that I've been alluding to it for a while, where I kind of, talk about my old eyes can't see stuff and all that. Finally, it's finally happening to me, and it's only taken 46 years. I've had 2018 vision for a long time, and I very obviously, and at least to me, do not any longer have 2018 vision. So I've been trying to get an appointment to get my eyes checked, and I finally got a hold of a different doctor's office and got it scheduled. And I'll be a bespectacled co-host
What?
after August 12th.
Where are you going to my doctor?
No,
No?
no,
Okay.
going to a different doctor.
Mm.
Going to one who could fit me in soon.
What? He couldn't fit you in?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So
Well,
I'll let you know how it goes. So we'll have to go through the whole thing and see if maybe the Runcation Nation was to help me pick some frames, like they did for
I
you,
smell Warby Parker.
right?
Mhm.
Maybe they'll be kind enough to come back and sponsor a few shows.
I think they might.
They might.
I have 2 pairs of glasses from them. They're excellent. So
See that right there. You could do a little Warby Parker. JoJo could do a little bit of the sparkling ice
nice. We could wear the Warby Parker glasses while making the sparkling ice
while making
cocktails.
spark. Exactly.
And actually, we could have a guest host. We could have JoJo come on and show us the best cocktail.
Ooh.
So
Well,
on
before
the
we do this, we'll have to see what suggestions JoJo has for flavors and if she's done any of these.
right and what's best in terms of mixers and um which flavors of sparkling ice go well with them and like what other ingredients we need. It'll be a whole thing.
I think that could be a lot of fun actually, because that's a mixer I think that a lot of people could get their hands on.
The chat just became more distinguished.
Distinguished.
I don't know.
Oh, well, yeah, if I'm bespectacled, maybe.
And then Jojo says, iBuyDirect.com.
We have to check them out, but we are partial to Warby because they've sponsored us before.
Uh-huh.
They're good peeps.
Yep.
But hey, I'll check them all out because I don't know anything about glasses other than they're stupid expensive normally. And yeah.
You'll see, you'll look like me at work. And then Joanne is like, yes, let's go.
Oh, they were
And
very funny too. They were like, "Oh, are you interested in contact lenses?" And I said, "Hell no, I'm not interested in contact lenses.
why?
I can't even put in eye drops. So, no, thank you very much.
Okay.
I'm just going to be that
Fine.
nerd who has the what do they call them? The froggies, um, the thing that goes around your neck to keep your glasses on.
Oh, I have that at work for my
Yeah,
magnifiers
yeah, I'll be that guy.
because because I can't read the tiny serial numbers at work. So
Well, I am realizing that apparently I could argue, oh, my vision's just fine. I just need longer arms to read everything. So no, I got to fix that.
yeah. So I mean, so let me catch you up on the chat because
Please, because I
Jojo
can't
wants
see
to
any of the chat tonight. I can only see what you're putting up on the screen.
well, I'm trying to put up everything. So fly me in for the live show. And Josh says you'd love Cape Coral. And but she also says LASIK is the way to go, Jojo
That
says.
that would ultimately be what I would probably end up doing. But I've heard that you got to let your eyes. Yeah, I heard you don't want to do it immediately, and
Mhm.
maybe the doctor could tell me differently, but that's what I've heard from friends that have gotten it. They're like, yeah, you don't want to get it right away. You want to let your eyes settle to where they're going to be, and then get it.
Okay. And then, if you do not the LASIKs but the glasses, then Josh says Dana has to wear a trench coat with a Superman shirt underneath with his glasses.
Now that I could get away with, or I could do.
Mhm. I
I could.
like that
I would.
idea.
I would totally go with like the Christopher Reeve style frames
Definitely.
too. I would rock that
Yes.
retro look.
I like
Yeah,
it.
I don't know. I got to see what Warby has to offer and what the doctor has to offer. I know what my insurance pays a part of it, and um, it's yeah. So I'll be curious to see what I end up with. I'm not sure what that's going to be yet.
Delphina, suggestion banana splits.
Banana splits.
I
What
don't
is
know what the
banana?
deal is with
Are we
that.
talking food or is that a eyeglasses thing? Tell us
I
more.
don't tell us more about this. And Josh says that that thing that you were talking about is called a lanyard.
Lanyard. That yeah, but there's a name. I know I wear a lanyard at work all the time, but there's a name for the company that does it, like Froggies or something like that.
Oh, and then Josh wants to know Christopher Reeve. That's how you roll.
Oh, Christopher Reeve is the original Superman. I mean, I could go Henry Cavill, yeah,
Sure, sure, sure.
but Christopher Reeve's the man. That was actually that was the second movie I ever saw in my life, and that was with my sister, and she took me to see that, and from that point on, I was hooked on Superman.
Oh, I have a picture of Dana when he was younger in a Superman cape when he was like a little boy.
Oh, I was from three. My grandmother used to get patterns from the fabric store, and they had patterns for all kinds of things. And she got a pattern of a Superman cape and made a Superman cape for me. And from the time that I was four, it would have been 4 years old because Star Wars was 77 and Superman, the original Superman movie was 78. From the time I was four till I outgrew it, I wore that thing. And yeah,
It's an adorable photo,
yeah.
which I inherited at my bridal shower.
Uh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, banana split for the end of a run.
Yes.
Okay. Heck yeah.
Yes.
Which Delphina, I hope that your feet are healing well. I hope things are going well. I know Delphina's been rehabbing after or
Yeah.
post surgery, so hopefully that is going well for you.
I hope so. I hope so. And
Because last time we saw her on a run, it was the Cape Cops 5K down by I want to say it was the Cape Cops 5K down by the Cape Coral Yacht Club, and that was like
oh.
2 years ago.
Hmm. Well, I hope things are going well in the recovery.
Yes.
And um Trip, I can't show you because it's packed away.
Yeah,
So,
I'll find it. I've got to go through photos.
yeah.
That's one. And I mean, I wore that thing everywhere I went.
Yeah.
My grandmother did a lot of detail work on it, though. Even the back of the cape had the Superman symbol um, with yellow in like the yellow accents in the parts of the S. I mean, she
Mhm.
even went that far in doing it, and actually, I had two of them. She made two. Only one survived, and I don't even know where the cape actually is.
Mm.
I think maybe my grandniece has it, maybe. But yeah, that thing stayed around for a long time in the family.
Well, so Josh is trying to solicit Maria to make you another costume. We need
Yeah.
costumes for our races, you know.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to get a custom kilt done. I'm waiting to.
But that's
I'm
for
waiting to
Donna,
hear
right?
back
Or
from
no?
Donna. I'm trying to get
Okay.
them to do me a custom running kilt. So I may have to send them another email and go, "Hey guys, I was serious." Um, I wouldn't call that a costume per se, but I mean it wouldn't be a typical one that I would wear due to the color.
Ah,
Well,
okay.
thank you for that recommendation.
I just wanted to throw up the recommendation there for
Yeah,
Dr. Judd. Yeah. And that Josh says his the meatballs are done and now he's got to let them cool a little bit before he can taste test all the goodness that he's got in the meatballs.
I'll tell you what a great idea. Josh was telling us in the last hour that he was doing basically keto meatballs, and instead
Oh,
of using breadcrumbs for a binder, he's using pork rinds. That's ingenious.
does
So let
Meg
us
know
know how
about
that
this?
works.
Meg should
I'm
know about this. She was in the chat though. She
yeah,
she
Meg's doing the hardcore keto.
yeah. So, and listen, JoJo says she might have to get with Maria to do the St. Jude costume this year. I
That'd be cool.
can't wait to see what you do.
I would like. I mean, there was a guy that at the race that we talked about on this week's episode. I actually took a photo with him. He was wearing one of the full like jumpsuit style costumes that you can get, and he was doing Captain America because it was the 4th of July.
Oh yeah.
And I talked with him for a bit and got a quick photo with him. But the those types of costumes, if they're not custom or purpose built for running, they tend to be very warm.
Yes,
And you have some experience with that.
I do.
You do.
From
The Black
when?
Widow costume.
Oh yeah, I can't. That's no, the one that we
And
got
we
in
were fortunate that when you ran in that when we were in California, but still.
well, no. There's the full Black Widow costume that I have that we picked up at the Halloween costume store that I haven't worn yet.
Yeah, that one you haven't run in yet.
And no, but I don't think I can because even when I tried it on, it was like chafing in areas that you don't want. Okay. That's just all I'm saying
That
to
one's made
you.
for looks, not for athletic ability.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's, oh, my right foot remains broken.
Oh,
No. An innovative bone repair boot soon.
oh wow. Well,
Oh my gosh. Look at
sending you
this.
positive vibes. It sucks.
Yeah.
Oh,
But look
but
how
hey, 56
dedicated.
minutes. You're a beast.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. I
are a
can't even do
beast.
that right now. So,
Yes, you
yeah.
can.
Mm. So be careful. And tutus, of course.
Well, you
I
can do
need
a
to
tutu with anything, yeah.
I need to
But
find a tutu for Donna.
I'm trying to get Boulder Athletic to do a custom kilt for me in either a solid pink or in like a pattern that's got the pink ribbons built into it, unless they've
Yeah.
got some pink tartans that are available,
Oh, that'd be cool.
and they haven't gotten back to me yet. So I'm gonna have to probably send them a reminder and go, "Hey, I meant it."
Oh, oh. Party City or Etsy for the tutus. That's what
Yeah,
Joanna's saying. So
yeah,
hopefully I can.
you could probably find something at Party City. I mean, that's where you
Yeah.
got the feather boa for the Donna virtual kickoff that we did.
Oh, that's true. Very, very true. Yes. Oh, look at
Oh,
this.
awesome. Yeah, thank you. Let
Yay.
me know. Like I said, I sent them the email. I'm sure they just haven't gotten around to it yet. Or they were probably like, this guy's not going to want to do it. But I've bought like almost every kilt they have, or they had back when
They
they were doing
had.
it.
They had. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't do them. They don't list them on their site anymore for new stuff.
So Josh has a running related question.
Camelback,
Mm-hmm.
yes. We actually have one, and it is the Lobo, Lobo. It is really designed more for cyclists because it carries the water very flat against your back. It's a little wider as opposed to being more narrow. And it's got enough storage where you can throw like a poncho or a packable windbreaker in there. You've got a little storage area for keys and money and an ID, and you can throw a little bit of nutrition in there as well. It's perfect for running.
Yeah.
And if you like, you can even like, get fancy if you want to like replace the bladder and go with one of those fancy dual bladder systems. We got one for
Oh,
Amy's
yeah.
Lobo, and you can even run a dual bladder system in there. But it holds 1 liter or like maybe a little over a liter of water. I think it's 1 liter.
Yeah. That's right.
You'd have to double check me on that on like Google, but
Well,
under
the
a
one
hundred
I
dollars.
have is like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's under $100. We got ours on Amazon, and yeah, I'm very, very happy with it. It's just, but I would say that if you're thinking about running with a hydration pack of any kind, hey Sebastian, how are you, man?
Yeah.
Um, if you're going to do a hydration pack for your run, you need to start training with it. That's not something that you should neglect during your training because it changes the way you move because you've got the weight on your shoulders and back. It's additional weight you're carrying, so it's additional load you're having to move down the road, and because of it being
Mm-hmm.
on you, it's going to change the way that you handle your abs, the way your back muscles react, and you've got to get acclimated to it. And I would say train early in your training cycle with it and train often with it.
What's the best way to keep the water cold?
Oh, well,
Because I don't.
there are some people that they will throw ice into the bladder and then fill.
Yeah.
You can certainly do that. I've done that plenty of times, especially when I'm doing a run I know is going to take me into when the sun comes up. There are also some people that will
Mm.
get like a little bit of, like, say, one of the Mylar blankets from a race, and after they have filled the bladder up and sealed it, they'll actually wrap the bladder with the Mylar and then slide it into
Oh,
the backpack. So it's kind of like using aluminum
interesting.
foil, but it's the Mylar is a little more pliable than aluminum foil is. The ultimately, I mean, if I would probably not worry about the cold too much. Um, it's going to be cool even if you do the whole ice thing and you're out for 3.5 hours or more, it's going to be cool by the time you get
Yeah.
down to the end. It won't be cold, but for the time that it is cold, it's kind of nice. And what I like about the Lobo, because it's designed for cyclists or people who might be doing multi-sport,
Mm-hmm.
is it's got rather thick padding on the back that allows airflow. So if you've got ice in your water and you got the airflow in there, it does a really nice job of cooling you during that time. So, oh, good, Katie is still hanging out with us. Yay! I know, Katie, you've had a kind of a rough week with a goofy neighbor. I'm sorry about all that. I know
Mm.
that's always tough.
Mm.
So yeah, if you're looking at doing that, Josh, I would say, yeah, oh, absolutely, hydration over temperature.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind you can, uh, especially on a race course, you you can rely on the hydration you bring with you. You have to have faith that the race that you might be running is going to have hydration stations.
Yeah.
Donna, you're not going to have to
Oh,
worry. You're going to be fine for
yeah.
that. And also keep in mind that Donna, um, you're not going to be as hard pressed for a hard time limit. So,
He's doing the marathon now.
oh, I know, but
Oh,
even still, if I know Josh is going to train like a beast,
I
and
know.
he's going to end up being faster than he even realizes. I'm betting, and I could see him, like run the first, do his running for the first half, and then a brisk walk for the second half, and you'd be fine. Um, yeah, and
Yeah.
Delphine is not wrong. I mean, the hydration is the main purpose. The cold water in the bladder. Um, if you're drinking it really fast, of course, that can cause cramping and all that. What I like to do is keep that water for the stretches where there isn't a hydration station, and then I hit the hydration stations too. Um, yeah, it's just it's good to have if you're doing a longer run. And I know, Josh, you're going to be doing some pretty long training runs, and you're not going to have water stations per se, and it's a good idea to have the hydration with you. I have made the mistake in the past. I went out for a 13-mile training run. I only took a hydration belt with me, and that belt had, um, I think I had 32 total ounces, and I really should have had more with me for that. And it was a bad day. Because I went out really hard. I was feeling good. It was relatively cool and not very humid. And Amy remembers that night. I got home and she goes,
Oh
"Your
my
lips are
God.
blue. You look like crap."
Yes. You ran out of water. You should have had
I
more.
ran out of water, and on the way back, I was like, I could drink some water coming out of somebody's sprinkler.
What you could have said to me, get in the car and bring me some water. I'm just saying I would have.
I'll train it with it for dynamic resistance. Well, the nice thing is, I mean, you basically, running with the Camelback. I mean, you're looking at with if it's 2 liters, and I'll have to look it up. Look up the Lobo, Camelback Lobo, Lobo, and you'll see it's either 1 liter or 2 liters. If it's 2 liter, it's 4 pounds of extra weight. Now, as you're drinking it, you're transferring that weight from your back to inside of you, but you're also sweating, so you're getting rid of a lot of it. But it's
Of you.
uh,
Yeah, Josh, like, I'd rather have it.
absolutely, especially since if you're training for the February race, I would say that the latest you want to start training is going to be August or September. I'm not sure which if what training plan you're following, but it'll probably be like August, September for you to start training for that marathon distance.
1 pound, 8.8 ounces.
What's that?
This technical specifications.
For
for the
what?
Camelback Lobo.
Yeah, but what's the capacity? It's not a
Camelback
heavy.
Lobo hydration pack.
Yeah,
Is that what we're looking for?
that's it.
3 liters is no longer available.
It might
Hmm.
be a 2 liter.
It might be. At any rate,
And Jojo, you're not wrong.
because there
Bringing
are
a
a bunch of
debit card
comparisons. Yeah.
to hit a store if you have to, absolutely. Just the training run I was talking about, where I was woefully underprepared. I picked a route that didn't have a single store on it.
Ah. I
Nothing.
well, I there's a path in town where if it's a super long or it's a longer run, then I know I can like there's a Starbucks in that
Hmm.
Paradise Deli, so I know if it's a 10-mile run, that's right in the middle of it. So
Yeah, it's literally at mile 5. I know the route you're talking about.
I can do what Jojo is saying. I can have the belt, but then I can have like a nice restroom and then some water or a bite, some if I needed to, or grab whatever I need to. Yeah.
And Josh, this is going to be, I know Josh is training for the marathon. This is also going to be the time that you'll want to start prepping and getting in the habit of your nutrition.
Mhm.
And
Trying things that work and don't, figuring that out.
and it could be something as simple as well, I mean, you'll hear Jeff Galloway talk about it a lot. He's a fan of things like gummy bears or lifesavers,
Mhm.
because you
Yeah.
don't need a lot. He actually breaks it down. I forget how many calories he says every hour. It's not a lot. It's like, maybe 20 calories or something. It's just enough sugar to give your brain a little bit of a boost. And he is keeps it very, very simple. He actually uses he uses defizzed Coca-Cola,
Yeah. It's
which
so
is
good. I would
great.
love to see that. I loved when we saw him and Barb on the course and saw his the pocket with his soda in it as he was running by us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
he's
was
something
so
else.
great. That was so great.
And Delphina, you wear a sachet of Epsom salt. Do you do that while you're running? Tell us more. I've never heard
Yeah,
of this.
cuz like I'll like Epsom salts I have them for
After,
bath.
yeah,
Mhm.
afterwards,
Recovery.
which we're
And
fans of.
Jojo. Yeah, and Jojo is right when she says and now's also the time to figure out the snackage to refuel fuel like what's not going to make you sick, what's going to make you. Yes.
Yeah, and the big things to consider when you're training like that is it going to be easy on my stomach,
Mhm.
especially in heat? Things you can normally eat when you're sitting in your air conditioned house, or even sitting, is a lot
Mm,
different than things you can eat when your body is actually changing the way blood flows to internal organs into your extremities, and your stomach is not in its normal digestion mode. So, like for some people, goos work really well,
yeah.
but like gels or blocks will make them cramp, like stomach cramps, or have to go find the nearest porta potty ASAP. Um, is caffeine a need? And that's
Yeah.
actually something that you'll want to keep in mind. For some people, they like doing a caffeine, like a gel with a little bit of caffeine in it.
Yeah.
For other people, they don't, because it makes them have to pee, because it's diuretic, and you may find that um, makes you have to go, and you may not want to do that. Or so it's gonna you've got plenty of time to experiment with it, but now's the time. Once you start your running training, I would say once you get beyond the 3 mile mark is when you start playing with that. And some people will do just one or two gels with caffeine, out of maybe, well, you're doing a full marathon, so you might
Mhm.
do as many as, um, Some people will do as few as one and or as few as none and as many as six or eight um, in a run like that. Um, you'll have to play with that a little bit, see what you want to do. Um, that is
Yeah.
an ingenious idea, Delphina. I
Right?
love that.
Yeah.
I never would have thought to wear something like you could tuck that in like the small of your back. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh no, Josh, you're welcome. It's only because we've made every mistake possible. And then JoJo's like mile 4, 6, 9, and 10 on a half.
Mhm.
That's yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty normal for a lot of people, or some variation of that. Um, what do you call it? I personally like the blocks or gummies. I'm not as
Mhm.
big a fan of the goos because um, did was it JoJo who said the she didn't like the texture?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
she said.
I'm with you. It's the goos,
It's like
depending on
frosting.
yeah, it's like cake frosting, and
Yeah.
I mean that sounds great, except when it's 105-degree heat index outside and you're thirsty.
Mhm. So I can't. I like the beans, the sport beans.
I mean, those work really well for
I
us.
do well. I do well with that. Yeah.
Yeah, Sport Bean makes they're made by Jelly Belly, which big shock, a company like Jelly Belly making jelly beans, but they add a little bit of they have a couple of different versions, but
Mhm.
instead of it being just the regular jelly bean formula, they add in a
Mhm.
little bit of electrolyte into the mix,
And caffeine
and
in some.
and you can get them with caffeine. So you
Mhm.
got to be careful. Honey Stingers, yeah, Honey Stinger is a brand. Their stuff's really good. I like their Stroop waffles,
Mhm.
and that's basically it's like a round um, wafer that has a little bit of like a well, for lack of a better term, like a frosting kind of spread in between. It's not really frosting, like honey, almost in between, and they actually taste good. And if you've got some water with you, they digest or they go down pretty easily, and they don't upset my stomach.
Yep.
And the consistency reminds me of waffle cones, but a
Yes.
little bit chewier.
Yes. Yes.
You didn't hate them.
No, but I
You're
do need
not, but
hyd
you're not a fan of the blocks and the gels that much.
No, I mean, I like the texture of the blocks. They're very much like gummies in a way, but then they had this some kind of negative effect on my gastrointestinal system.
Yeah. And then you've done pretzels, like little rolled
Mhm.
gold pretzels.
Love those. Yeah. You do need
Um,
hydration with them, but yes.
yeah, but that also cured another problem for you and a lot of people who have cramping, um, because usually that's a sign of dehydration. A lot of times they'll take extra salt, and if you're doing
Mhm.
like a salty thing like little goldfish or pretzels, then you're getting a little extra salt, which is nice, especially in hot weather training.
Mhm.
Because I'll tell
And
you what,
JoJo.
you get a little bit of heat sickness, and you feel like absolute garbage. It sucks.
So Sebastian has a question. Let me see if I can't.
Broken up granola bar would work really well too. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh. So he says, how do you handle the bathroom issue?
You want to take this one first?
Um, what can I say about that? I think that you learn through training how how much you need to rehydrate and refuel. And I think you rely on people in the Runcation Nation who have run the course before to tell you about how and where strategically bathroom opportunities can come. Um, or if you've run the race before, like Donna, or like at Disney, I know where I can stop.
Right.
So but I think a lot of it is in learning during your training how you're going to refuel so you don't have to make multiple stops.
Yeah. You typically, um,
Like pre-race fuel as well as during race fuel.
right. Like
Yeah.
we normally will have coffee in the morning before a race, but we won't have it like right up to the very beginning of the race. We want to give ourselves plenty of time to hit a porta potty before the start of the race. Um, because you may have to stop during the race, and you don't want to stop any more than you have to.
Mm.
We also, you try to take care of, nature's call, before the race, but during the race, um, most big organized races will have ample porta potties along the course.
Mhm.
If you're running at a race and you're going, through like a town or whatever, or a city, and there's open businesses, a lot of times the open businesses are very welcoming to the runners.
Mhm.
If it's
Yeah.
a, try to be a good citizen. If it's would always stop at mile one in Atlanta, Jeff's race, and I'd go in and get a donut. So if I had to use the restroom while I was in there, they didn't care. That type of thing. But uh, the courses normally have a pretty ample porta potties along the way. During training, um, we have probably in our neighborhood, Amy and I have probably used every porta potty at every construction site that there is at one time or another.
Yes.
Um,
I
and
agree.
and then if it's a relatively shorter distance, we'll try to do loops that bring us back by the house so that we
Yes.
can just scoot into the house real quick and use the restroom there, and then go.
Mhm.
So it's that's kind of a benefit of doing training closer to home. So
Mm.
and then yeah, oh, and this is actually something too you'll get to learn. JoJo's got a routine, and that's a good
Mhm.
thing. Water, granola, banana, a
Yeah.
little yogurt,
Yeah.
whatever works for you. Race mornings, Amy and I like to do oats.
Yeah.
We'll do
Or
cold soaked
cereal.
oats
Or
or
cereal,
cereal.
depending on where we are and what's accessible.
Yeah, what's available to us,
Yeah.
because it's easy on the stomach and it doesn't, you know, want out during the race usually, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you try to kind of figure out what's going to work for you there.
Mhm.
But even like Jeff will say, you want to hydrate the night before, but you want to stop drinking by, like 7 or 8 p.m. so that you're not, up and down all night long, and then you're well hydrated throughout the night. Sip
Yes.
on some water in the morning, and then you're only he will argue that you only want maybe a couple of ounces every 2 miles or so, because you don't want to overload your stomach, have it sloshing in there, and
Oh, true.
your digestion slows down so much during a race that um, you can end up causing more problems by gulping a whole lot of water.
Katie's
And
doing a Harry Potter episode, yeah.
I saw that. I can't wait to check it out.
Yeah.
I messaged Katie. I got to listen to her interview with the Father and Son Star Wars podcast, and
Yeah.
yeah, good discussions. I'm looking forward to like part two of that one, hopefully in the future, where they get to talking more about like some of the Disney Plus Star Wars and more of the cartoons.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, JoJo. Um, if we go to the big races, like say the Disney race, we try to hit the porta potties as early as possible. Um, Amy gets, the nervous pre-race bladder.
Yes.
But
Yes.
but when you're in a big race like that, when you got to get into the corral and try to jockey for position in the corral, there's comes a point where it's like, all right, I'm here and I'm going to hold it till the first set of porta potties if I have to.
Oh, Katie says they're doing the other episode soon. So
Nice. Can't wait to hear it.
yeah. So Joanne, JoJo manages her hydration and nutrition very well.
And that comes from experience and practice. And
Hmm.
truth be told, we usually do a pretty good job of that too. Um, the exceptions
Buck is
being,
dreaming and he's kicking the table, so that's what you hear.
aw,
Yeah.
yeah, I would say the exceptions being when we have unseasonably warm weather sometimes at a race. Um, we or like if we have been just bad runners and we skip breakfast. There was one race that we did in California where at mile 4, I would have,
Didn't you talk to me about like we're passing a McDonald's, let me go in there and
oh,
get something or
I
I don't
was
know, right?
I was dying at that one.
Yeah.
At mile 4, I was ready to gnaw my own arm off, and I don't know
Yeah.
what that was all about other than I didn't eat breakfast. So
Yeah.
that taught me, don't make that mistake and make sure you get, some complex carbs in you. And I'm a big oatmeal fan for that reason because it's pretty bland. You
Yeah.
can eat a good bit of it and it'll fuel you really well.
So I just in terms of learning the hydration and the practice of the run, before the big race, like before the Donna weekend, you might do a race that's half the distance or a quarter of the distance and actually test out your nutrition and hydration plan. Like, here's what I'm going to eat the morning of. Here's what's been working in training. Let's see how it works during an actual race. Because you get like the nerves and the jitters like everybody's been talking about, and like that can have an impact on your system
Oh
and what
yeah.
you take in, and so yeah.
And if you're doing marathon training like Josh is doing, you're going to end up with a 20-mile training run. You're gonna be putting in some distance in training, and when you're doing those training runs, you need to be practicing with your gear. You never want to have new untested gear on a race day. um, so you know how to manipulate your hydration pack. You know how to clear if you get something in your bite valve, and how to clear that. You want to know how to get things out of the pockets, so that you don't,
Mhm.
and you had experience with this in
Mhm.
Atlanta. If
Yes.
you're not confident with your gear, and you're doing things and your attention's divided, next thing you know, you may find a rut in the road and eat it, or twist your
Mhm.
ankle. And so the more
Yeah.
confident you are with your gear during training, on race day it just becomes second nature. um,
Mhm.
so that is the time that you practice. At this mile I'm gonna eat, and at this mile I'm drinking. And maybe you're going to alternate at water
Yep.
stops. On this water stop, I'm going to do water. At this water stop, I'm going to do electrolyte, because that can make a difference in how your stomach feels. You had a rough night at a Disney race where you had already started having some heat sickness, and
Mhm.
once you get there, you can't really play catch up.
Mm.
And you tried with electrolyte drink, and to this day I think you get nauseous at the smell of lemon lime Powerade.
Gatorade. I have to have something different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. And if it's hot, carry some Body Glide for the chafing. Yes.
Oh yeah. Chafing's a real thing, and eliminate cotton from your wardrobe,
Mhm.
Josh. Cotton is not your friend. It's a great casual wear, but a tech shirt like this one, that chafes a whole lot less. It wicks moisture better, and it doesn't absorb and hold onto your sweat,
Yeah.
because it's all about evaporation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. This has been a
this turned to
fabulous
way more technical than I was
discussion,
expecting it to be. Goodness.
right? Great for the
So
questions. Great
yeah.
for the comments. Great for the suggestions and tips and tricks from people who have been at races and know uh, tips and tricks to help people who may not have yet done their first official race or
And
a race of that length, you know?
I'm still marveling at Delphina's suggestion of the sachet of Epsom salt to wear during the race. That is ingenious.
Yeah.
I'm Delphina, you got to tell us how to do it.
Yeah.
Do you put it in a sock? How do you make the sachet? Let us know.
We need to know. Message
And
us, we'll
and
share it.
and JoJo's got her, the system kind of dialed in there. Look at what she's dropped in there for you, Josh.
Mhm.
She's that's the benefit of experience right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're going to kill it, man. It's going to be, and you're going
Yeah.
to have a blast doing it. February in Jacksonville, it's kind of funny. We don't normally have hot weather that time of year, but it
It
can
can
be
be.
it can be pretty rainy. It just depends.
But and it can be there are warmer years and cooler years. It just we've had it all.
We have
So
had it all, but typically that race is not hot. The If you elect to do the Gasparilla, all bets are off. You never
yeah,
know what's going on
socks.
there.
You gotta have the right socks.
Oh yeah, we
Yes.
we
Yes, Sebastian,
can.
yes.
Yes, Sebastian, that is absolutely what causes bleeding nipples.
Yes. Yes.
I did
Yeah.
get toe socks at y'all's suggestion, and I've been trying those out for the last couple of weeks, and I have to say I actually like them. They're weird for the first couple of days, and after that they get to be pretty normal. So yeah, I dig that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly right, Josh. You train for heat, you hope for cool, and then if you've trained in the heat, when you get the blessing of cool weather, you're going to do even better on your time on race day. Uh, it's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, it
Yeah.
looks like we are coming up on the end.
Same.
So, guys, thank you for hanging out. And Amy, thank you for getting everything set up and doing it back there at home. That's
Yeah.
you know,
I did it.
no small task.
I did it. I don't know. Okay. I did
So,
okay.
you did great. And I just
Yes.
realized this whole time I've been talking, it looks like I have a halo because my lamp is behind me. I didn't realize that.
You have a halo
Sorry.
anyway. You're good.
And exactly, Josh, that's the way to look at it. Either way, it's going to be a PR, and you're going
Yep.
to be in less than 1% of people who've ever done a marathon,
Including us. We have
including
not
us.
ever.
So,
So thank you, Sebastian. Thank you. Yay. Thank you,
all right, guys.
Josh.
Well, listen,
Thank you,
new
everybody.
episode
Jojo, Delphina, everybody. Thank you,
and
Katie.
new episode is up in the feed. Go to runeatdrink.net, give it a listen. Even better, give it a subscribe in your favorite podcatcher. Um, we are very excited to feature a local race in Southwest Florida and then some food and beverage from up in the Orlando area. We're back at Disney on this week's episode, but we're gearing up. We're getting ready to be heading out of state for our first race in or about 18 months, our first out of state race. And that's coming very, very soon. So we're incredibly excited about that. We're
Aw.
also, just to let everybody know, I'm going to be making the announcement. I'm going to try to do it on next week's chat
Are you?
once we've got some dates lined up. We mentioned it on the episode.
Mm.
I'm going to be doing the Couch to 10K program as a virtual live stream for everybody. We're going to work out the dates of our Key West 10K, and then I'm going to kind of back it up from there as to when I'm
Yeah.
going to start. So that'll be coming soon, and we'll be talking about that. But 3 days a week, it'll be me and you guys out on the road, pounding out the miles, doing the program, and showing you how Run, Walk, Run can help in even longer distances. So
Yeah.
that'll be something to check out.
Yay.
So anyway,
Well, you all
from
have a wonderful night.
I was going to say, from Daytona, Florida, I'm your
And
co-host, Dana.
and from Cape Coral, Florida, I'm your Florida. I can't even talk now. I'm your host, Amy.
We'll see you guys. Good
Bye.
night.